Hey everybody, this is Larry up in Brandon, Minnesota. So I wanted to show you an update on my European night crawlers. These are probably my favorite because they're what really got me into doing the composting. This is what my friend that used to be in the commercial bait business, he raised these in a huge building, beautiful building. And he's the one that got me really hooked on the European night crawlers. They're a great worm for fishing, for bait, a great composting worm, a great all-around worm. And what I do is I have them in the bin here. I've got peat, and I've been feeding them some different cornmeal and oatmeal combinations. If you don't have any, 1 part cornmeal, 1 part oatmeal works great. And then I take some eggshells and I microwave them for about 3 minutes to kill any chance of salmonella, and I grind all that up and add some of the eggshells to it in my spice grinder. The finer, the better. But I wanted to show you these lively little buggers. We'll lift this top and take a look at them. Oh man, look at them. They are beautiful. And what I do is I got some, and I just got it. It's what my buddy Jim used to use all the time. I ordered it, but here is some Purina worm chow. Yes, Purina makes a special mix just for worms. And I'll put a link underneath the video. You can get it on eBay. It comes in 50-pound bags. But for your use, you can buy some smaller quantities and they'll ship it to you. Shipping's free on a lot of it. But I put a pretty good amount in this last night. And man, they just love it. It really puts the weight on these things, too, on these worms, too. Let's take a look at them here. I mean, they are really gaining size. I mean, they're starting to get some really very lively, doing very, very good, see? And what I do is I'm going to sprinkle some on here now. Put some of this worm chow on. And they eat up, I mean, in a day, this is gone. And I'll get my spritz bottle here. Hold on. Okay, I've sprinkled that worm chow on there. What I've got is just a cheap little, you want to use a bottle just for your worms. And I'm going to spritz this top, not soak it in or anything, but just to make it moist enough. And then what I do is I have a sink over here, and I just soak my, it's about 4 sheets thick of that newspaper. And I like it because it covers it, and it keeps it in. I have a light on mine out here. Some say you don't have to. I just have a little light just to guarantee that they're not going to crawl on me and take off. But I take my, I just wet this down, and I'm doing that right now. It just holds the moisture in. I don't have any drainage holes in this one myself, because I've been doing this long enough. When I initially make up the bedding, I make it so you squeeze it so just a couple drops of water come out, okay? And I can maintain that. Some people, where the problem is, a lot of them have drainage holes, is where they're feeding it lots of regular kitchen scraps and things like that, and it gets too wet. If you want to put some drainage holes in, that might be a good idea for you. You can put some drainage holes and use 2 tubs and drill some like 1/4-inch holes in the bottom. Lay some newspaper down there, then put your pump on it, and then any excess water will go out. But no, this works great for me. So I've wet this now good. So I'm going to take this out, and it's nice and wet, and I'm just going to lay it on top. And by tomorrow morning, that will all be gone again. I mean, they are just eating this stuff up. So let me, that's my European night crawlers. Let me show you my red wigglers. Okay, these are my red wigglers here. What I've done with these is I've got these in these Walmart pastry buckets, okay? And they have a rubber seal, so when it's snapped on tight, the worms cannot get out. And then I drilled a hole in the top here. I had a hole saw that size, but you can just use a jigsaw. cut it out. That way it gets plenty of air, but yet they can't get out, crawl on you. And then what I've just done here is I've got a paper towel laying on. And boy, they ate up. See, I had a bunch more of that worm chow in there too. So I'm just going to soak this paper towel, and that works just good for me. And I got a little worm that was stuck to the... So what I'm going to do is let's take a look at these. Boy, they're right at the top, eating. See? Look at them all. Wow. Look at that mass of them. I mean, they are really hungry little guys. Look at them. They're a great little composting, and they're going through this pretty good. I'm going to have to see how dark that's getting. They'll have this ate up pretty good, and I'm going to have to change this out. And I'm going to work on a sorter. There's some different plans. I'm going to build one so I can show you guys on how to grade out and sort your worms. I'm going to start with just a 1/8" screen to start with, but I'm going to make a regular little one you crank like the commercial guys use and show you guys how to make that. Here is some of that worm chow, and we're going to put that on top. Like I said, you don't have to use this. You can do like I did in my earlier videos, and I show you how to feed them. If you haven't seen those, go on the Show More button below here, this video, and click on it, and is the link. It'll take you to all the previous videos I did on which kind of worm to choose, what's the best way to feed them, what container to put them in, about this system, whether a ban, multiple ones. So I'm going to spritz this now, and I've got 3 buckets that I've got these in, and I've got just peat in here too, and I'm topping it, and I put a little handful of garden lime in. I got to order a pH meter so you can really watch it. Between like 6 and 7 is supposed to be really good for worms, and but they're doing great. So I've done that. Now I'm going to just take my paper towel that I have on this one. I just have a little paper towel on this one over here, and I'm going to put that back on top to hold in the moisture, and then they'll come up and eat that. And these I don't have to have the light on because these snap on tight. See? And there's no way they can get out. That works slick for that. So anyway, that's on the worm, guys. This is Larry up in Brainerd, Minnesota.